my conclusion, the conclusion that I wrote, you're gonna copy from there. You don't have to invent. We are gonna go over the different, aspect that you have to include in that conclusion. But feel free to copy from there because remember that we're doing this little report together. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to create your conclusion for the future experimentations or investigation that you will complete. And then on the same video, I'm going to show you how to cite your sources using artificial intelligence. As usual, I'm going to start here on the student portal. So I'm going to look for my Word document because I already have my conclusion there. And I'm going to show you how I wrote it. Okay? So I'm going to open my document. It's not that one. That was the one that I was using in school. Okay, let me look at the correct one. It's wrong one either. So let me look at the one on top. Okay. See? You already had the title. We did it together. Background information. And I was showing you how to get all of this using artificial intelligence. And I told you that you have to add this last sentence. Remember that you don't have to highlight that. You don't have to put that in bold. I put that in bold and I highlighted that because I want you to see the difference between what the artificial intelligence was giving you, okay, and the sentence that you have to add to relate whatever we were doing, or whatever experiment we were doing with your background information. And I want you to pay attention to the things that I have here because these are the sources. Sources, see? The sources that the artificial intelligence was giving me. See, the 3 research paper that artificial intelligence was giving me to look for information about, the tilapia, like the different aspects or the different factors that are affecting tilapia reproduction and growing in a controlled environment. Okay, so you're gonna keep that there. Okay, if you have that in your background information, don't erase that because that means that those are your sort of information. We went over the abstract. We did this together. Okay, in class. All of this was done together. Remember that you were feeding your artificial intelligence with the prompts and it was giving you the materials that has to be listed using bullet points, and then you have the procedures over here that they have to be numbers. They have to be numbering there because those are the steps that you're going to follow in that order. We have our pictures. Remember that you need 6. You have only 2 over here, but you need 6. The 6. You have your table, quantitative observation or quantitative data. You have your table. Then you have your graph over here. And after that, you have to write the conclusion. And let me put that big on the screen so you can copy from there. If you look on your workbook, or if you look on your notebook, not your workbook, your notebook, I remember that I told you the first sentence, on the first sentence of your conclusion, you're gonna accept or you're gonna reject the hypothesis, or you are going to partially accept the hypothesis, or you're gonna partially reject the hypothesis. It all depends on the results that you are getting, and all depends on the hypothesis that you were testing. Okay, so according to our experiment, okay, or according to the information that we gathered through the research of information, we were able to write this hypothesis. If the temperature of the water increases, then the hash time will decrease, allowing more tilapia to thrive because the higher the temperature, the faster the eggs mature. That was our hypothesis. However, when we were looking here on the data, okay, and you can see that clearly here, when the temperature is 36 degrees or 309.15 Kelvin, nothing is gonna happen. Okay? Does that mean that the entire hypothesis was incorrect? No, because when you look over here, when you go from this temperature all the way through this one, the hash time decrease, which is good, meaning that you're able to get more tilapias in less amount of time. But it's not like true when you keep increasing the temperature. Okay? And that's what I put over here, that the hypothesis was partially accepted. It was partially accepted because when I was looking to my data, what happened? Once that the temperature was reaching certain was reaching 36 degrees, no more eggs they were able to survive at that high temperature. Okay? So first sentence, you are gonna accept and you're gonna reject your hypothesis, or you are going to partially accept, or you are going to partially reject your hypothesis, and then you're gonna explain why. Yeah, I explained that over here. Data, see, because according to the data, always you have to use your evidence. Always you have to use your evidence. The data gathered, if the temperature is higher than this, remember that the temperature has to be given in Kelvin, metric system, no eggs will hatch, or the young tilapia will not be able to survive in that hot environment. And that's what we observe. You have that on your pictures too as well. Now you have to start explaining. Once that you write that first sentence, you have to start explaining your results. See? And that's what I did. However, then I was explaining at this temperature, what happened was reduced to 3 days. And then I explained this trend of decreasing hatch time was noticed when the temperature fluctuates, and fluctuation means it was, between this and this number. It's like a range in there, okay? And then I explain over here that at temperature lower than 22 degrees Celsius or 295.15 Kelvin, nothing was happening either. So it's not like good to use temperature lower than that. All of that, I was explaining all of that here. Now, when you explain all the results, so first sentence, you accept or you reject and you explain why. Then second and third and fourth sentence, you just discuss the results and you analyze the different trends that you have in there. And to analyze the trends, you have your graph. And then you have to close that conclusion. After analyzing all the results, what is your conclusion? Easy piece, okay. Me? This is my conclusion. Okay, you can put all of this, or you can write in conclusion, okay? We can say that this happened. But I was using this ending. From the data gathered, remember, always referring to the reference, we can conclude that the optimal working temperature to increase tilapia population and consequently increase the productivity is that temperature. The temperature with the lowest hash time. Okay? It's not that difficult. Once that you write that paragraph, okay, you're gonna highlight your paragraph because you want it pretty. Remember that the clue here is just to create a professional report. You're gonna highlight the paragraph. See, home, that's the command. You go down to the ribbon, and here you have the alignment. You are gonna justify that. I don't know if you were able to see the difference. See that? The same, you're gonna do the same with the background information. And you're gonna do the same with the abstract. So you just make sure that all the paragraphs that you write, they are justified. Midrama, we are done because see, we already wrote the conclusion. No, wrong idea, because now you need to cite your reference. Midrama, we don't know how to do that. Okay, No problem. That's why we have artificial intelligence. So I'm going back to my chat GPT. I don't know what you use. I don't know what was the the papers or the reference that your artificial intelligence was giving you. I'm gonna use mine. Okay? So these are the three research paper. The three research paper that my artificial intelligence was giving me. So I'm gonna copy, I'm gonna paste, and then I'm gonna ask, okay, my artificial intelligence to please cite the source of information given in APA 7 style. APA is American Psychological Association style, which is the style that we use in science. And I'm gonna press enter. You see that? I mean, see, no science. You're gonna copy, highlight, copy. You go to your Word document, and here you paste. You paste. Now, what's the problem here? That you need to fix this because I don't need that. So it's one. You don't need this. Okay? This is the two. You have to number them. The two, and this one is the third sort of information that you have in there. So you have your three sort of information, okay? Your three sort of information cited in the APA7 style. Now, what's wrong with this? That you don't need to add this. Yeah? You're going to erase this. And this is your number one. You don't need this. See that? You don't need that. This is your number two. See? You don't need this because artificial intelligence was doing that to guide you. But you don't need that. See? You don't need that. And this is your number three. So your sources, they're gonna look like that. See? This is